Hey everybody, welcome to Drive Thru Board Game Blog number 23 for Thursday, January 23rd, 2014. So at the posting of this video, you will know who the winners are on the contest I ran for the best games of 2013. I'm recording this beforehand, and I'll just kind of notify people on all the proper channels. And I thought about doing the video, but then I was like, well, what if somebody doesn't get back to me or something weird happens? So then a person in the video for posterity forever will be the wrong person. So that way I can kind of work through any kinks or anything. There's never been a problem, but I don't know why I'm thinking that. So anyway, I just wanted to revisit with you guys. I took a little bit of a break there from videos while this thing has been going on, kind of a needed break. Recovering from the holidays, which I played a lot of games. I still play a lot of games in the intervening period. And so I wanted to touch base on a couple things people have asked me about. Basically, first thing is I'm going to do another drive-through live kind of thing, but it's not really a drive-through thing. It's more of a wooden cubes and iron soldiers thing. So if you're not familiar, I did a very intermittent podcast with Lance Mikester, who is Undead Viking. He's got Undead Viking videos on YouTube and Board Game Geek. And so we did a podcast. We were doing it every couple of weeks, and then it kind of went to every month, and it kind of, sort of puttered out a little bit there. But we still chat on a somewhat regular basis, and we're kicking around the idea last month or so about, restarting the podcast up. And the way we used to do it isn't supported in Windows 8, blah, blah, blah. So I said, hey, let's do it on YouTube, and then we can take the audio, rip that out of it, and put that in our podcast feed for people who enjoy, listening in their car and on their commute and different things like that. So we will be doing sort of a YouTube live thing next Tuesday. So that'll be the, what day is that? That is the 28th of Tuesday at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Hopefully it doesn't conflict with your favorite sitcom or something. So jump in there, I'll have links and stuff, and then you can chat with us online while we just have a little podcast. We'll talk about 2013, 2014, kind of catch up a little bit. And so I've been chatting with him over the phone the last couple of days, some interesting things to talk about. And if you have any ideas or topics or questions here that maybe you won't be there to ask live, go ahead and post them here and then we'll talk about them. We've been kind of collecting questions and things. That's the first thing, so tune into that. Second thing is, some people have asked me, there were some games when I did my shelf review, they're like, where's that game? I thought you liked that game. And usually it was a game that I keep at work. So I brought my bag here from work. I've got a little cubby at work, and I got I don't know how many games, I didn't count yet. I guess we'll find out when I go through them. So I'm going to go through those games, a good lunchtime game, so do sort of a quick, 30-second, 60-second review of those, and then kind of go over those as well, just to kind of catch you up. And just while we're sitting here, I also have been playing games, and I'll just give you sort of a preview of coming attractions, and maybe just take a super informal poll on what you want to see reviews of next. I've got a couple of requests from a few people on, mainly two games, but other requests too, on some things that I don't normally do, and I don't know why I'm being requested to do this. But it sounds interesting, so I'll talk about that when I go over the games. So let me jump into the lunchtime games first, and then I'll give you sort of the preview of coming attractions, what I've been playing, and then just throw out some questions and get some feedback from folks and see what the majority of people think, and just get a nice gauge. So let's jump into lunchtime games. So I brought all the games home in my Cabelas bag. This is actually my gaming bag. I don't take this to work. I usually take it to game night. Got this sucker on sale for about 20 bucks a couple of years ago. I had some crazy sale, and then I had a gift certificate for Christmas or something, and so I got this. Actually a nice, very sturdy bag. You can fit a few games in here, probably 3-4 big box games, and then you can see I got a ton of little box games in here, but I thought I'd just show you. It's a real nice sturdy bag. You got little pockets here for fillers and things, but whatever, it's just a bag. So let's go through the bag here, and I'll just give you a quick review, and this is what's not on my shelf, but definitely still in my collection. So first game here is going to be Coup. This is the original edition. I haven't picked up the new sci-fi edition yet. I don't know that they're really any different. This is a great game. A lot's been said about this game. I'm sure, I hope we see it on tabletop. I follow Mr. Wheaton there on Twitter, and he has professed his love for this game several times. So have it on there. It's this perfect game for that venue. I like this because you basically get to lie to each other forever and ever and ever, and the more you lie, the better the game is. So that's my quick review of Coup. Next game is, I also reviewed this one called Gun Runners. This is an interesting game from the guy that did Biblioth and Biblioth Dice, or Scripts and Scribes maybe, if you've known it as that. It has a cool card playing and sort of area control type of thing with the numbers on the different kinds of weapons and things. I did a review of it. I actually haven't played this one in a few months, but it is one that we do break out on occasion. I definitely am going to keep this for perpetuity, at least for as long as I can think of right now. One I got asked probably the most about is like, hey, don't you like Love Letter? I thought you liked Love Letter. Yes, I do. And so I got that. This is the edition that I think everybody should get, although I saw they're coming out with the Legend of the Five Rings edition. And just while we're here bragging about what we have, I do have these plastic hearts here. You can't really see them too well. Let's see there. You can kind of see them. These are from they had a Kickstarter a little while ago, various components and storage pieces. These are one of the pieces of bling that you could get for it, so that's pretty fun. This one we still break this out on a regular occasion. We're like kind of burnt out on what we've got, or there's no new games, you know, for lunchtime, and it's like, let's play Love Letter, so we'll break that out. Here's one I haven't reviewed. I did a review of the iOS game. This is Razia. It's basically Raw with a mafia theme and a slight rules change there. You can see you've got some of the different cards. It's the same idea where you bid with the little chits, and instead of collecting civilization tiles, you have little different loot cards, and the thief is the thing that steals the guys and everything. You got the bodyguards and the businesses. But it's a mafia theme, and the police come, and then that's when Raw happens. Actually, I think I like this better than Raw. We've actually played Raw quite a few times at lunch as well. This is basically Raw without all the negative things that kind of blow up your monuments or your businesses in this case. Really like this. Plays well with 2 as well. Definitely like it with more than 2, but definitely this is a good one. Hard to find. I wish they'd reprint it, but I could see there's not really a market for it because Raw still sells, and you know. But this is a small, compact card game from Amigo, so that's a cool one. Another one I've reviewed here is Chronicle from Seiji Kanai, who designed Love Letter. This might be my favorite game from him. I'm not real sure. I kind of like them all. This is a cool sort of trick-taking kind of game with a lot of cool special abilities and things. Really cool game. You should be able to find this one. It's a couple years old, but it's still somewhat available. I would totally pick this up. We really enjoy this. One guy doesn't really care for it because he doesn't seem to ever win, but the rest of us like it. Let's see what else here. Oh, we got Hanavi here. I did have the card version of this. This one I haven't actually taken to lunch there, just because it's kind of big and stuff. But I'll give you a quick showcase of this thing, since I don't know that there's really any videos of this actually. This is the deluxe one. This is only German rules, but obviously you can go online and print out the English rules. And you can see instead of stacks of cards, you just have like columns of these tiles here. And so here you can see you've got your green 3 and it's just your red 1 and all that stuff like that. These are really nice. It's you know, it'd probably take up a little bit of room at the lunch tables, but maybe I'll give it a try. So there we got those, and then we also have your gosh, I don't remember what these are called. The penalty chips and the clue chips and things like that. And these are the same material as these. So it comes with this nice wooden box. I don't think this is coming to America, so it's going to be a little harder to find unless you get it from Abacus Spiel. But the R&R Games, I believe, is coming out with sort of a deluxe version, but that's cards and things like that. So I may pick that one up too. But I really enjoyed this this particular edition here. Next one, this is a big favorite here of my lunch group. This is I'm the Boss, the card game. Really, really cool, interesting, sort of subtle card play. I talk a lot in my reviews about sort of, there's the game that's happening on the table, and then sometimes there's a game under the game, or just sort of where the theme lives, I think, underneath, sort of while it's not your turn and you're staring at the bits, you've already figured out your turn. Then you have sort of the bits and the art pulling you in underneath, and then that's, you get into sort of the imaginary world that way. This one has the game above the game, where it's face-to-face, head-to-head, you know, it's person-to-person. So you got like these 3 levels of the game, I think, and this one's very much about that. So when somebody plays a card, you know, this might be we'll reduce the pot by 5 or swap cards around. They don't always, the action that they take doesn't always mean what you think it means. So you've got to sort of, you know, gauge their personality and sort of guess at what they're getting at with this. Really good game. This is definitely one that will stay. Here's another one. I almost thought about reviewing this one, but I didn't get around to it. And we played this at lunch quite a bit and really enjoy this. Everybody really enjoys it. My friend actually took it home and played it with his family and stuff, and they really liked it too. It's 12 Days. One of the designers is Mike Slinker, and I don't know, his name is on here, but cool Christmas game. I think you can only buy this at Amazon.com. But this is a really good game. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna review this, you know, maybe after Thanksgiving next year. But this is not a game that you necessarily need to play during Christmas time. And it's a really cool sort of, I guess it's like a card drafting, kind of trick-taking thing. It's really, really interesting and neat, and actually works very, very well. So keep your eyes out for that one in the future, I guess. Here we've got Biblioth here. This is a great game. My cards are horrific looking in this game. Let's see here. I mean, let's see. I don't know if you can see that well. Like chinked, and yeah, you can see right there. I mean, just the card quality is just awful on this thing, but it doesn't really matter. There's so many cards and we don't really cheat or anything, but this is one, again, we break this out quite regularly there. Here's another cool one. This is our sort of silly game, Maximum Throwdown. A little bit sort of, I don't know if the word embarrassing is right to play at work. I don't know how appropriate it is for the workplace. Just because we've gotten to the point where you got to stand up and move around the table and sort of, you know, circumnavigate to get your right angles and chuck the cards in. And so, you know, a couple of guys at work, you know, standing around shouting as we have like a large cafeteria area. So we kind of we probably play this one quieter than it should be played, but really, really fun game. I'll keep this one for sure. Next one, here's another go-to game here. It's a little bit beat up copy there, Haggis. It's a good 2 to 3 player game if we don't have a 4th and 5th player. We've broken this out several times. Great edition of this game. Probably my favorite ladder climbing game of all time. Probably. I really like Frank Zoo. I know people probably give that one a pass thinking it's a kid's game. It's definitely not. I mean, you can play it as a kid's game, but you can also play it more advanced. Really, really good. Highly recommend this game. I think this one belongs in everybody's collection. Let's see, the next one, here's a good 2-player one. I just recently reviewed this one. This is Revolver. Did a recent review of that. Don't have any expansion stuff yet. I want to check that out. Me and another buddy of mine specifically, he and I really enjoy playing this one together. So this is a really good 2-player game. Quite overlooked, I think. Not real sure about that. Okay, no thanks. Yippity doo dah. Everybody has that. We got 2 games here, sort of sister and brother and sister. Muturer and Verator, reviewed both of these. These are still somewhat available. I would go to GameSurplus.com and pick these up because I've seen them come up from time to time. Or if you throw up an order on Amazon.de, then, you know, throw in these there. That's usually the only 2 places I can think of to get them. These are excellent 3 and 4 player games each. Really grown to like them 3-player. I like them equally, I think, 3 and 4 player. There's a different dynamic on how they play out. I reviewed both of these. Great thematic filler games. These are basically the genesis of your role selection that you've seen Citadels and Puerto Rico and so many other Euros. Basically, I think it originated in Verator, which was the first of these 2. Let's see, 99, 2001. Yeah, so excellent games. I will not get rid of these. Now, I do have the English rules in here. They don't come with English rules, but you can print them off on Board Game Geek, and then I fold them up, and basically they fit in here. They just slide them in there, and as like a little booklet there. So there's that. And last but definitely not least, another game that needs to bring its rear end over to the United States is Rapa Nui. This one have the English rules here. It only comes in German rules. It's from Cosmos. I do not know why Z-Man or Rio Grande Games, or I don't know, Stronghold Games or Fantasy Flight. Not really a Fantasy Flight type of game, but I don't know why they don't bring this over. It's from the designer of Carcassonne, and I like this way better than Carcassonne. This is a very underrated, overlooked game. It is a little bit dry, I guess. It's sort of a stock market game, basically. But it's very interesting. There's a lot of variants you can play with. I don't think that's a default of the game. I played around with lots of the different bidding variants when this little temple effect happens. So a really cool game. I did a review of it. I think there's been a couple other reviews on it since then. So any of those will give you a good sense of what this game's about. So really cool game, Rapa Nui. So those are the games that you didn't see that I've reviewed, you know, glowingly in the past, and that's why, because they're at work. So that's that. So let's move into sort of a preview of coming attractions types of things. Okay, just got a stack of games here that I've been looking at or have played recently. Here you can see the, let's see, what is that? The Voyage of the Beagle. Now this is a book-like expansion here. This is for Robinson Crusoe, and just got this expansion there. So I don't know how quickly I'm going to get to that one, but I may just do a sort of a micro review. I've read through the rules and looked at some of the different pieces and stuff. Maybe just do a quick kind of give you an idea of what's in there kind of thing. Phantom Leader Deluxe Edition. I actually reviewed Phantom Leader a couple years ago, and had a chance to play a game of the new edition with some of the rule changes. Very much an improvement. So as I play this over the next week or so, I'll definitely do a re-review of this one, so to speak. Really, honestly, one of my all-time favorite games. If I ever did a top something list, I would have that very much at the top. Madeira, here, just got this one here. This is a very fun game. Played this one now a couple times, and definitely I'm going to review that one, so I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to review that one soon. Theseus, been playing more of this one. Definitely going to review that soon as well. Here's A Study in Emerald, and this one, I do not know what I feel about it. I am going to play it at least one more time before I kind of give it a pass, or pass or fail kind of thing. Definitely a game I don't know that I would recommend buying it right now at this point. I feel like I got a couple issues with it, but it is definitely a unique, interesting kind of thing. It's like, what did I tell everybody the other day? It's Battlestar Galactica with some deck building and some auction stuff. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but nor does this game. Okay, so anyway, so that's Study in Emerald. Pretty weird, bizarre game. Other one, Hegemonic. Been playing that. Well, no, I haven't played it since I did the my top review thing. But people have asked me to do more of a traditional review of that. I will do that. I've already kind of given a walkthrough of all the different, how to play it and stuff, but I definitely will do more of a traditional review. Bremerhaven, played that one there, and just once so far. So that's a pretty cool game. I like some of the mechanics and stuff. Actually didn't expect a lot out of it. And then here we have Cuba Libre, which I've done a review of, along with this other game here. I forgot to add to the stack, but Eldritch Horror there, which is upside down. So one thing that I've gotten requests for on specifically Eldritch Horror and Cuba Libre is to do like a playthrough, you know, like Rado or Rodney at Watch It Play does. So I don't know if people have interest in that. I was thinking about getting a table here and kind of setting it up in the room, and you know, I can fold it and stick it over there, and then put this little mat on it, and then, you know, got my nice my lighting there, and then I can you know, set some more lighting up and try to do that. So if that's something some folks have interest in, I may do that. These games take a long time to play, so I don't know about that. So we'll see. I think, I don't know that I would really want to do it, but I've gotten more than one, you know, definitely a large handful of requests for places of that and Cuba Libre specifically. So I don't know if that's something people want to see me do. So anyway, that's kind of a preview of coming attractions there. Okay, that's about it. I just wanted to also say I did spend some time while I was taking a break from the videos, made some updates to the website, and fixed the search engine stuff. So if you go and search, wanted to look for, you know, whenever last time I viewed some game, or if I reviewed it, the search engine working a lot better now. I just got to go through now, and it's a little bit of work. I got to go through and like tag a bunch of the content in a different way, and then update some of the timestamps and different things like that on the website. That's just a lot of manual labor kind of stuff. So anyway, so yeah, so if you ever are searching for a game, you're like, oh, what did he think about Cabelas, which I haven't reviewed yet, or something. You know, or Liberte. I thought he said he reviewed that. Where's that review? And you're not on Board Game Geek, and maybe there's a lot of videos on Board Game Geek you're trying to dig through. You can just go to the Drive-Thru Videos website and search that, and it'll bring it up. Or if we talked about it on podcast or something, it'll show up there. So, okay, remember next Tuesday, tune in and ask us whatever you want to ask us, and then we'll go from there, and then hopefully you'll start seeing some more reviews coming out here shortly. Okay, thanks.